You can create what's called a clipping mask in Illustrator. And what that is making a shape and then combining it with another item so that anything that falls outside of that shape is hidden. And you see this a lot with photographs used for layout purposes and things like that. So for the example, I'm going to go ahead and create a shape, and then I'm going to combine it with this photograph and make a clipping mask. So I'm going to start by making a rectangle here. And then I'm going to get the pen tool, and there are certain portions of this photograph that I don't want to hide, like for example this and this. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a shape that includes that. And then I'm going to hold the space bar and move my view so I can see this portion here. And I'm going to draw a shape that includes that. And notice that I have the fill color on. That's this yellow that's showing up here. You can toggle that on and off using this curved arrow over here. If you do that, it sends it to the outline or to the stroke. And then if you click it again, it toggles back to the fill color. So sometimes when you're drawing, it helps to have it on the stroke, or you could turn it off. And then when you're ready for it, just turn it back on. Okay, I'm going to hold the space bar again. I'm going to move over to this section here. And I'm going to go ahead and include this into the clipping mask. Okay, I'm going to hold Control and hit 0, and that'll fit to screen. Okay, and now I need to make this all one shape because you see it's a bunch of different shapes right now. So if you're not familiar with the Pathfinder, go to Window, choose Pathfinder, and then click on all the shapes that you want to combine. First, click on one, then hold Shift, and then click the other shapes that you want to combine. Leave the photograph out of this. And then click on this one here, and then click on Expand. And that makes this all one shape. Okay, so now we have our shape and we have our photograph. So how do we make a clipping mask? Well, first you need to make sure that this is in front of this one. So for example, if for some reason it's behind like this, it won't work. If it's behind the photograph, it won't work. So you need to make sure that it's in front. So if you're not familiar with how to arrange items, it's you click on it and then you go Object, Arrange, and you can bring objects forward and backward using this menu. Okay, so it has to look like this for it to work. Now it doesn't have to be yellow. It can be a different color or no color at all. It'll still work. But it does have to look like this in that it has to be, the shape is on top of the photograph. Okay? Next, you want to select the two items that you want to combine. So in this case, there's only two items on the document, my photograph and my shape. But if you were on a complex layout, you'd want to click on the photo, then hold Shift, and while holding Shift, click on your shape. And that way you know that both items are selected. Once both items are selected, go to Object, Clipping Mask, Make. So there's our clipping mask. And if I move it, both the shape and the item move. They move together as one piece. If I resize it, the same, they move together. And then if you ever want to release this clipping mask or get rid of the mask, you can say Object, Clipping Mask, release, and that brings it back.